If you want to have an edge in trading NFTs, you need information and examine and study the NFT market as well as each project that you want to buy meticulously. If you buy NFTs just because you see them on Instagram or TikTok, you'll probably end up losing your money. This space can be very lucrative and is not like anything that you've seen if you know what you're doing. You see 10 or 20x in crypto in some years, but these kinds of gains happen every day in the NFT space. In fact, it's the fastest market by far. With that being said, you can lose your entire money in a blink of an eye if you don't have the right knowledge and info and jump the gun. Fortunately, there are some tools, both for free and paid, that can help you a lot to make better decisions. Obviously, the paid ones are more helpful and easier to use and also more user-friendly, since they use refined information and give you more useful data. But if you don't have much money or want to get your feet wet first, you can start with free tools. However, you need to spend more time and study and observe a lot more when using them. You need to be more vigilant and learn how to distinguish worthwhile info from the useless ones. In this video, we try to look into free tools and see how we can make the most of them, plus a few tips and tricks that can help us to analyze the data effectively and remove noises as much as possible. Plus, with some tricks and more efforts, we can have some of the features on the paid tools for free. So make sure to watch the video to the end to learn all about those tips and tricks. The first tool that we are gonna talk about is a website called rarity.tools. There are several features on this site that you can use, but the best one is its rarity tool. As you probably know, NFTs in a collection have different rarities, which means some of them are rarer than others. As a result, they are more valuable. You can use this tool to see the rarity of each NFT in a collection. First, you have to pick a project and then sort it based on rarity. Then you can see it from the lowest rarity to the highest ones. In other words, highest ranks are the first ones. You can also find the rarity of a specific NFT by its ID. The IDs of NFTs are the number presented by hashtag on the collection on OpenSea. You pick the number and enter that on the ID section on the rarity tool to find that specific NFT. You can also find NFTs in a collection based on specific traits. For example, if you like beanie hats in Bored Ape Yacht Club collection, you pick hat under traits and then beanie. Now you can see all the apes with a beanie hat. You can also click on an NFT and see more rarity info for that, including a price estimation of traits in a collection. When you know the rarity of an NFT, you might find some good deals every now and then by checking collections. For example, someone might need liquidity and sell his NFT cheaper than its real value. You can check a collection to see if you can find such a chance. Another way you can use these is when a new collection are just minted. Some people might not pay attention to the rarity of the NFTs they've just minted and list that cheaper than its real value. If you can find and snipe such NFTs, you can make a chubby profit. Having said that, using this tool is kind of pain in the neck since you can't see the price and its rarity at the same time, and you need to switch between sorting based on rarity and price, and you can't have both in one place. I'll introduce more effective free tool later in this video that solve this problem, but before that, let's take a look at other features of this site. Another part of this site is the upcoming page, which is basically a calendar featuring upcoming NFT projects. This used to be better and you could find some good projects, but nowadays it's like an advertisement page for any project that pay to this site. If you want to pick from the collections on this page, you should take some extra steps so that you don't get stuck in a rug pull. For doing that, first you should go to the social media of the projects and see if they have enough followers. At this moment, something like 10k followers for Twitter is the least you should see. But not just that, you should need to look at the engagement of tweets. In other words, how many likes, retweets or replies a tweet has gotten. For example, with a 10k follower account, you should see at least 100 likes for each tweet. After that, you should go to their Discord server and see engagement for each message there as well, mostly in the announcement channels. If for example a server have 20 or 30k members, but the reactions for messages is under 100, it shows there are lots of bots in the server and many of those members are fake. For such server, 400 to 500 reactions is a good number, and 200 to 300 are still okay. As you can see, you need to gain some experience to pick profitable NFT projects with this method. But the problem is you lose many good projects because most of them don't choose rarity site for their promotional plans. There are several techniques they use for promoting their NFT project, which of course is outside the scope of this video. But in general, Twitter and collab with other successful projects are their promotional tactics. So basically, you should know NFT influencers on Twitter or own NFTs from the successful projects, which of course they are not cheap at all. Following Twitter influencers is the free option here. However, not all the influencers' calls are to the benefit of you. Some of them might pump some projects to fill their own bags. So you still need to spend some time following them and know them to some extent. With that said, there is a better way for you since you're watching this video. You can subscribe to this channel and follow me on Twitter and pick the projects that I introduce in these videos, or I tweet about them. I'm in several VIP groups and find some projects to buy for myself, so I do my due diligence. It's more likely that you get better NFT projects this way than if you find them yourself. Of course, none of this is financial advice, and you need to make your own decision in the end based on your financial situation and your understanding of the market. But you can still take advantage of the calls here. I try to be as much helpful as I can and talk about things that I do myself. It's free for you as a subscriber of this channel. The only thing that you can pay is to like the videos, which I appreciate. Anyways, those were the ways that you can use rarity site and some better alternatives for some of the features there. Talking about alternatives, we said that there is a better alternative for seeing the rarity of NFTs directly on OpenSea, and that's another tool called Trade Sniper. Trade Sniper is another site that shows the rarity of NFT collections. This site has lots of paid features, but it also has a free handy tool to see the rarity of NFTs on OpenSea. It's an extension that you install on your browser, and when it's activated on OpenSea, it shows the rank of each NFT. The paid version lets you buy NFTs directly on the collection page as well, so you don't need to first click on NFTs to do that. It basically eliminates one extra step so you can do buying process faster. This feature comes in handy when a hype project is just dropped and people are hunting rare NFTs quickly in a matter of seconds. Anyway, the free version can help us a lot and we can detect rare NFTs much faster. The next tool we're gonna talk about is a website called NFT Tools. Like the previous site, this one also offers both paid and free service. The most useful free feature of this site is its trending option, where you can see what projects are trending either because they are being minted or there are lots of sales going on. However, the free version is limited to 1 hour and above, so basically you can be informed a little late. Obviously, with the paid version you have access to lower time frames such as 1 minute, as well as many other features including wallet analysis of other people's wallets such as whales or influencers, NFT charts, alerts for the projects or wallets you follow, and some others. The price for this service is $75 per month. Of course, again, there are some various free tools for each of them that with some extra steps you can have access to such info. What's Minting is one of them if you want to have access to lower time frames and find out about the projects as soon as they're trending. You can also join their Discord and receive alerts for free for the projects that are trending live. Of course, it doesn't mean that you should buy any NFT projects that are trending. Basically, many projects start trending when they initiate their pre or public sale. Some of them aren't even sold out, but since there are always people who buy NFT projects on mint days, you get alert for them at their earliest stage of their release. Anyway, if you wanna buy an NFT this way, Again, you should take an extra step, especially if you don't know anything about the project. You should see who's buying and if there is any notable buyers or whales. For that purpose, you need to know the wallet address of those people. There are several ways that you can find those addresses. There are paid services that provide this feature and even sends you alerts when a whale buys NFTs. The most sophisticated and well-known tool in this category is Nansen. It's a very useful service, especially if you get more serious about trading NFTs, because it has lots of features that can give you a better understanding of what's going on in a particular project and also in the whole NFT market in general. However, it's kind of pricey. For its standard plan, you have to pay around $150 per month, which is not something that many people can afford. But there is a trick that you can do if you want to get access to the whale addresses. There is a 7-day trial for only $9. You can buy the trial and see the whale addresses. Then save those addresses, for example, in an Excel sheet, so when you get alert from what's minting, check to see if there is any whales buying. If you spend a little more money, you can even have someone made a Discord bot for you so that you can receive alerts as well. Of course, there are some NFT groups that have such features as the utility of their NFTs. For example, I came across an NFT called Squishy Squad that have these kind of bots, as well as several other bots that give you different info about NFT projects. For example, there is another bot that gives you alerts whenever an influencer tweets. And we now know Twitter is the main tool that you can gather information about NFT projects. Of course, this NFT is not cheap. However, you can sell it whenever you don't need the service. The price is not static though, and you might make a profit or lose some money when selling, like any other NFTs. I recently bought one of the NFTs of this collection to see the services. By the way, they have a good community, which is one of the factors that can sustain the price of an NFT. Again, this is not a financial advice. Anyway, if you don't have much money to spend on such services and NFTs, you can still use the mentioned approach and go down the free path until you get a good grasp of the NFT space. The last free NFT tool that can help us make wiser decisions is Duna. It's not as user-friendly as the paid services that we've talked about so far, but it still have lots of the features that those tools offer. It's basically dashboards that people make for their own use or for public, so they are not something that are maintained or fixed fast if there is a problem, but it's still a handy free tool. The dashboards are not just related to NFTs, and you can see other areas of crypto markets on them as well. You can search any area you need to know analytical info about, and it shows the related dashboards. For example, one of the things you should know to get an understanding about NFT space is the general stats about OpenSea, which is the largest platform in the space. You can search OpenSea and pick one of the dashboards providing OpenSea daily volume. The information here shows how the situation of the market is in general. Are we in an NFT winter or NFT space is in a bull run? You can figure it out by comparing the volume of current time with the past data. As you can see, we still have high daily volume compared to a few months back. So we are in a bull market right now. Another important data that you can find on this site is the information about the specific NFT collection. For instance, if we search a collection by its name, we can get access to lots of stats about that. We can see its sale history, the number of holders during the lifespan of the project, how many holders own 1, 2, 10 or any other number of NFTs in the collection, and who has the most NFTs in a collection. In other words, who's the whale in a specific collection. You can also see price charts for the average price of NFTs. Of course, as mentioned earlier, you might see some bugs in data every now and then, but in general, it gives you more detailed info on an NFT project for free. As you saw, even by using a few free tools and take advantage of some tricks, you can improve your NFT trading to a great extent, make better decisions, and separate yourself from many people who don't pay attention to these tools. I hope you find this video useful. If so, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because a lot of information in this space is time sensitive, and you'd better find out about them as soon as possible. Plus, follow me on Twitter to get access to this info even sooner. And don't forget to like. Catch you on the next video.